And I'm going to be kind of specific on everything just because it's also new. Okay, so blue spawn. There's a lot of disadvantages to blue spawn. Namely, just the fact that you spawn within the confines of this caution zone, and in order to get out into the open, you kind of have to walk a long way. Second disadvantage is also that no matter where you decide to exit from, you're going to be on low ground every time. Blue spawn, there's a lot of low ground right off the bat. So what does that mean for us when we're pushing, and what does that mean for us when we're defending? Well, regardless on which exit you're out of, there's not a lot to see until you're actually outside of the exit. So, when we're pushing, be wary of things like this ledge, those crates up there, be wary of this ledge. Basically anywhere where someone can jump onto you and fuck you up. And when we're defending, also be wary of those areas because we can fuck them up. The outside of the spawn, right outside the entrance, is basically the lowest ground for a area, which means that when we are holding this first point, we don't want to actually hold too passively for two reasons. First of all, if we kill them and they respawn, they won't be right outside of the door. They don't respawn right here, and so it'll take them a little bit to get back into the fight. Namely because, again, they have quite a ways to walk before they're actually out of spawn door again. So, if we're killing them in waves, that is a good thing on this map. Of course, don't die, but if we kill them often enough, holding up here is totally possible. Another thing, most teams, from what I've seen other teams talk about and do, are gonna start off by holding back here. Most teams will put their sentry up there right off the bat. That's a great sentry spot and all, but it's too far back, especially when you get all of this high ground right off the bat. So, we're gonna try holding aggressively. Also, give me 1 sec, someone just sent me a pretty important message.
He's getting notes.
Hi everyone, I'm here.
Anyway, hey Ultra, please join the server. Please join Spec.
I'm trying. Bad password.
The password's
I copy pasted the wrong.
Alright, we'll wait for everyone to join.
I did Lisp Mr. News online. I don't know if I have this map downloaded.
It's okay, just get in when you can. We're just waiting on Kami to join Spec, that's all.
Thought we were waiting on Ultra.
Listen, dude, I thought it was
now
like
we're waiting
5.
on Kami and Leppy to go Spec so that we can continue.
I thought it was a lot earlier, and then I like tabbed out of YouTube and saw you messaged me. Connection failed after 4 retries.
Alright, well,
Pick up
Ultra
the
just...
HTTPS.
Yeah. Anyway. So, as I said, hard hold. What does that mean about getting out of spawn? Getting out of spawn is really hard if they're forward. If they're not forward, get out of spawn ASAP. If they're not holding forward, aggress as soon as possible because that is the only opportunity we'll get to take land before they realize they've made a grave mistake. And that's basically that. Most of the callouts on this map we're going to only refer to as main and flank because a big danger about this map in particular is actually the amount of routes there are to take. There's a lot of map. This is a huge map. And I'll demonstrate that in a bit, but it's a tremendous map, and because of that there's many routes, and because of that it's easy for the team to get separated and lose holds and lose pushes. So, if we're going to be successful, we have to only ever separate into 2 areas at a time on this map. If we ever separate into more, we are going to lose, period. We have to kind of play it like Steel. As weird as that sounds, because it's not as confined, we have to play it, in terms of game sense, like Steel, in terms of actually staying together so that we don't just separate and get picked off one by one. So, Like I said, most of the callouts are going to be main and flank, and I'll go over the callouts in the second portion of the map review. But for now, let's just talk about the first 2 points. So, holding this first point, we can have a soldier or even a demo up on top of those crates. It's very easy to get up there, as Voosh will demonstrate, or Meech will demonstrate. Well,
He's
okay,
dead.
he's dead.
Question.
Yes, Voosh.
What about that other spot?
That spot up there,
Yeah.
that spot is shit.
Oh.
Okay, thank you for asking. Okay, so on these crates is way better. Why? Because if you're standing on the edge of this crate, you can spam down onto both spawn entrances. And, in addition to that, if you're taking too much spam, you can just duck behind that wooden area back there, and they can't really get to you, and it's an easy getaway. Now, I personally would not recommend standing on this slip, because it's great if they come out through here. If they come out the other side, they're gonna see you and immediately gun you down. However, standing on this slip right at the beginning is totally possible, and I suggest a scout do it so that they can get a free pick right off the bat. Now, some teams will predict that. That's okay, we can sacrifice the scout on defense right at the beginning. Nothing else can be sacrificed though. So, scout standing there, not a bad idea. Demo, of course, can sticky up all the entrances and be standing probably somewhere back here near the rooftop. Now, why near the rooftop? It allows him for high ground. The downsides to having our combo near this rooftop, of course, are the sniper sight line. If the sniper decides to peek from there, then our combo might go down. Which is why our medic will typically be back here somewhere so he can duck behind this wood. Demo, heavy, somewhere up on that roof. And the sentry can even be placed up forward here or here. Now, why on either side of here? It denies some of the spam with this cement brick, and it watches the cart pretty well. But that's only if you can do it. Another reason why we have the sentry so far forward on either side of this brick are, one, full ammo pack is right here, so you can build it pretty much immediately at the start of the round. We'll still do suicides as usual, but like, still full ammo pack, that's indispensable for an engineer.
New, can I actually just say, I think once the sentry goes down where it is, or we have to pull it back or something, you might want to start rotating a little bit farther left, because
Yeah,
where
I
you
was
were
gonna
saying you
get
were
to
standing
that.
before is really vulnerable to bombs if we don't have a
I
sentry
was
up.
gonna get to that.
We have a question as well. Why on
Alright,
either
let's
side?
save it till the end. This is a
Okay.
long map review.
Alright.
Okay, thanks. Anyway, so yeah, the sentry's gonna be pretty much here. Once it's down, sentry rotates back into that meta spot. And most of us are all gonna be backing off. Once sentry's down, pretty much, everyone backs out. So this is gonna be a hard hold in terms of it's gonna be really hard for them to get out of spawn. But it's not going to be a hard hold in terms of if someone dies, everyone stays in, because again, we're still on defense and we don't want to bleed. So if we lose a lot of players, I'm going to call back out pretty soon. You should have an escape route in your head. Pretty much the only person that's allowed to die when we're in this area is the scout, and as soon as anyone else is dead, pretty much going to back out. Just wait for the signal. We'll wait for Zero to get in spec.
Sorry, I just wanted to check a specific ledge. I'm listening.
That's okay, we can wait.
Alright, I'm not going to be able to make it there.
Thank you. Alright, so, again, this is a long... Alright, we'll wait for
That was an
Ultra to
actual,
get in
that was
spec.
an accident.
Remember, this is a long map review, so let's not goof off, and then
I thought-
afterwards you can
no,
add
I thought-
anything or
I
have any
thought I was
questions.
zero,
just-
so then I went to switch classes and
What
I
the
switched
fuck?
teams. I don't know.
Alright, anyway, besides that, when we're backing out, Demo and Heavy and the combo classes who are near this rooftop, Pyro's probably going to be pushed forward a little bit, protecting the sentry and me back here. And of course, our soldier's going to be near those crates. Scout's going to be on that ledge. Spy and Sniper are going to get picks as usual. Pretty much once our sentry's down or anyone really dies, combo's gonna just rotate out through this upper area. It's a pretty straight shot. Dangers of this, of course, are getting this hole right here spammed off, you just have to back off in time. If you can't get up here and they're spamming it really hard, don't be stupid and keep trying to cram yourself into here. Instead, go ahead and just walk straight to the left. Straight to the left, try and get out as best you can. Once we're out of there, this is another choke point. Now, once we have to get the sentry back, if we can reset sentry up here, that's fantastic. If we can't do it, you have to call that, and then we'll have to be pushed back even a little more. But if we can, that would be perfect. So we're going to try for sentry up here. In order to do that effectively, combo needs to be watching this area right here that I'm looking at, and flank needs to be watching up there. So flank as soon as you can once you get out, and flank for the most part is going to be including pretty much Pyro Soldier Scout up here. The Pyro really is one of the only people that needs to back off through here so that he can start watching this area with the flankers. Notice how there aren't really health packs here. There's a half ammo pack, but not a lot of health. Don't take too much spam. Just watch from here. Be ready to spam them out, flank. But also know that you can get out through here and be near the sentry if needed. Combo, of course, watching this area from over here, or from even the side of this building. It's a good place for heavies to peek. It's a good area for demos to spam. If you can't set up a hold,
I'm back.
Alright. As long as we stay alive, we should be able to set up a second hold near here. However, if we're just dying left and right, we have to back up. Because look, the reason why we need to have so many people in this area is because if flank gets a hold of this upper area, their flank that is, they'll just push in through here and take us by surprise. Now, everything I say about us defending and all the vulnerabilities to the defense, keep that in mind for our offense. So just like they can push us through here, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to push through here. So this whole area right here is called flank. Okay? This is flank, and then everything that isn't in this area is main. Alright? Simple enough, right? Main, and then flank is up there.
Where's wood?
Okay? There's... No, this isn't wood. This is
What about
flank.
swood?
No, this is
We
flank.
need a swood.
Alright,
team
we'll talk about that later.
Can you jump up
Okay.
there, Scout?
Alright, so... Meech, I'm gonna need you to ready up.
5, 4,
Alright,
3,
so...
2,
That's first point.
1.
Now, the next 3 points are really fucking weird. This is one of the big maps in all of competitive.
Begins in 60 seconds.
It's just tremendous. It's a tremendous map. And because of that, it changes a lot along the way. Mish isn't really going to defend against me. I'm just going to kind of push the card along so you guys can see how the map changes as we go.
I'll be back when it downloads.
Alright. Anyway. So while we have this setup time, just a recap of what we talked about. It's kind of a forward hold first. There are some kind of specific positions for combo, for flank, for pick classes, not really, but of course you guys should just be getting picks in general. There's a lot of good sightlines for sniper, and there's actually there's not that many nooks and crannies for the spy, because it's kind of open everywhere. However, because there's so many routes for the spy, it's very easy for you to position yourself behind their team. So don't think of trying to get into a position where you can get stabs. In terms of spy play, think more of trying to... Well, yes, it's getting in positions to get stabs rather than waiting somewhere for stabs, if that makes sense. Not a lot of great decloak spots, but a lot of great ways to get behind them in general. Alright, so I'm pushing the cart. As always,
God, you're destroying
alright,
me.
we'll wait for Leppy to get into spec.
So
Would it
push
not
the
be
cart.
productive to have 3x on cart because you need to get to second point?
Lucky!
Fine.
Thank you. All right, so
I fail to understand.
that's
Don't
okay.
try and understand now.
Anyway, so what were we saying? As always, I just have a lot of stuff to say. That's like we're not just trying to push through the map; we're also trying to talk about the map. But anyway, as always, pushing the cart, very important. Cart time is the objective, so don't forget the cart. Spamming cart on defense, super. Ven, please run spec.
What's that noise?
The sound of you joining
Oh.
spec.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so, geez, guys, it's a very
Oh,
simple
it's this
concept.
map.
Yeah, it's Millstone. Okay, anyway, spamming cart is very effective from every angle because, as you can see, pretty much everywhere that they can defend from is above where the cart is. Cart is pretty much low ground on this map, which means yes, we want carts, but there are going to be many situations where cart time can get you killed. Keep that in mind, and don't just stand in the spam. Now, we've pushed the cart to about here. At this point, let's look at where we spawn. Bam, all the way back at the beginning, and the cart is really, really far away from us, which means that after you capture first point, after you capture this point, it is very important on offense for you not to die. This is not like other payload maps where it doesn't really matter if the offense dies. It really does matter. I know spawn times are fast, but if you die, you're out of the fight for a very long time. On the other hand, defense, it matters less because, Meech, can you kill yourself and show us where you spawn? Oh god, I got stuck in the door. That's great.
Wait, I'll open it for you. Hang on.
We're waiting for Meech to spawn.
You
I
spawning
have a
in 2
question
seconds.
while you wait.
1.
What if an
0.
enemy gamer gets stuck in that door and we're offense?
You're free.
Thank you.
I don't know where he
See,
is.
alright, Meech just spawned right here. In front of this spawn.
I got a
If
shield
our cart
back.
is pushed all the way up here, they spawn right in front of the cart, which means that the defensive team is at the advantage pushing into second from first. Keep that in mind. Now, as always, we want to be defending. We want to be defending this door up here when we defend because it's a one-way door. That means that as a defensive team, we can't go into there, but they can come out of there. So how do we defend that one-way door? Well, on the right side, when we're pushing, pretty much we're going to take flank. It's very hard for them to get into there. But on the negative side, when we're defending, they're going to have this flank for free, so they're just going to spam down onto here. So when we're defending, you have to look at this door flank. As soon as this door opens, you need to know who's coming out of it, and whether or not they're lit, and whether or not we can kill them immediately. Very important that we keep an eye on that area, and we keep an eye on this main area.
Can
That's
there be a
flank,
call out for that
this
door?
is main. Flank, main. It's very simple, keep it simple. Combo's gonna focus main, flank is gonna focus flank. And that's how it'll just be. We need to keep it simple because there's a third route! What the fuck? Why is there a third route? The
I
third
don't know.
route is through here. Really, only the flank can get to there. Scouts and soldiers can really get through there, but it can go around here. And basically, a lot of teams, what they'll do while we're pushing is try and loop around us through that house and then come behind us and kill us from behind. This is something that while we're pushing, we need to keep an eye on because it's right next to us. However, when we're defending, I don't want you guys to think about that route. I know that other teams will use this route. I know that they will probably get 1 or 2 picks on that route. Doesn't matter. That route is going to distract us, and ultimately the people using that route are going to die. So, when we're defending, don't use that route, just focus on spamming main and focus on the flank door. That's it. Okay? And in facing that flank door, most of you are going to be in this area anyway, which means most of us are going to be at the farthest back point at which that cart can be pushed, which means they will not be able to get cart time unless they kill off our entire team at once. If they don't kill our entire team off at once, we'll spawn right in front of the cart and continue defending. This point is the strongest point to defend by far on this map. There's a few other strong defenses, but nothing is like this point. Now,
Hello?
He's lagging.
I guess the map
Yeah.
review is over.
Why does Mr. New sound different?
He
He
bought
got
a
a
new
new
computer.
computer and he's using his old mic.
Alright, well, I'm gonna explore the map a little bit.